Reading music notation is not as difficult as you might think. Now we'll leave rhythm aside for the moment and focus on note recognition in the treble clef. The age-old method for learning the notes on a treble clef staff has you learn the lines and spaces separately. Lines from bottom to top using the mnemonic, "Every good boy does fine," whereas the spaces read from bottom to top of the staff spell the word face, F-A-C-E. Thinking of lines and spaces as separate entities can be an artificial way of looking at music. Seldom does a melody use only the lines or only the spaces, and it is sometimes better to think of it in a more linear fashion as line, space, and so on. There are only 8 letters in the musical alphabet. As you go up from A to G, as you continue, you begin with A again preceding upward to G again, and back to A and onward up to G. Counting your starting point as 1, for example A, to the next same letter above, or below the next A, is 8 steps away. We call this an octave. In the treble clef, you can observe where notes occur an octave apart from each other. Here are some examples. Looking at A, we can see the first one appears 2 lines below the staff. A, an octave higher, appears on the second space. A, an octave higher from there, appears on the first line above the staff. As you observe all the other notations, B on the space below the first line, an octave higher, B on the very middle line, and B an octave higher, the space above the first line above the staff. And as you can observe, the remaining octaves here are listed: 3 C's, 3 D's. The indication of E is on the space below the third line below the staff. Guitar players might note this is also where your low E string is notated. Moving up the staff 2 octaves alphabetically, A on the 2 lines below the staff, B on the space below the first line, C, also known as middle C, on the line below the staff, D on the space below the staff, E on the first line, F on the first space, G on the second line. A, an octave higher from the first A, is on the second space. Moving up, B on the middle line, C on the third space, D on the fourth line, E on the fourth space, F on the top line, G on the space above the staff, A on the line above the staff. Try to identify the note before the solution is displayed. We'll give you a few moments. That note is B on the middle line. E on the first line. F on the top line. C on the third space. D on the space below the staff. A on the line above the staff. C, worth noting, we call this middle C. F on the first space. G on the space above the staff. E on the fourth space. B on the space below the first line below the staff. A on the second space. This one should be obvious. The G clef tells us the second line is G. Another way to look at locating notes, if you know that G is the second line as indicated by the treble clef, you can simply count up or down from G to find the note displayed. Moving up from G, G, A, B, C, D. One step above G, A. Two steps above G. If G is 1, the space above is A, the line in the middle is B. Counting upwards from G, line space, G, A, B, C, D, E. Counting upwards, starting from G, A, B, C. From G, A, B, C, D, E, F. It's a good brain twister to be able to say the musical alphabet backwards. Easy enough to say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but counting backwards is G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Moving down from G to find the note displayed, G, F, E, D. Down from G, G, F. Counting down from G, F, E, D, C. Again, remembering this note on the line below the staff is also known as middle C. From G, F, E. Sight reading is a skill that anyone can develop with a little practice. It's if you dedicate 10 minutes each day, in no time you'll start to recognize the notes automatically. With regular practice, note recognition becomes automatic and is by far easier than, say, learning a new spoken language. It's a good exercise to randomly select a piece of sheet music or a selection in a songbook and in pencil see how quickly you can write the letter name of each note in the vocal part. As we say, use pencil so you can erase your markings, particularly if that piece of music does not belong to you.